Ancestral lands. America before Columbus. The sun rises over vast plains covered with golden grass. Herds of bison stretch to the horizon. The sound of wind whispers through centuries-old trees. Long before European caravels touched these shores, America pulsed with the life of millions of people. Entire civilizations flourished for thousands of years, creating empires, magnificent cities. It all began when the first humans crossed the Bering Strait. They were brave hunters recording their lives and beliefs on stone walls, following large mammals through a world still covered in ice, and traditions that echo to this day. Groups of hunter-gatherers crossed a frozen land bridge 15,000 years ago. Entire families carried stone tools and followed mammoth tracks. 5,000 years ago, primitive villages gradually transformed into larger settlements. People cultivated corn, beans. The calendar does not lie. They calculated with impressive mathematical precision, and squash in fertile fields. Their codices recorded history, astronomy, and prophecies with astonishing accuracy. Maya hieroglyphs were written with mathematical perfection. Over time, players dressed in elaborate protection competed in a game where the ball could not touch the ground. Mexico warriors observed the prophetic sign. "Here we will build our city, here will be born," declared the leader at night. 40,000 kilometers of roads connected jungles, mountains, and deserts. Chasqui ran along mountain trails, carrying at the Temple of the Sun. Gold plates covered the walls. Their societies were based on harmony with nature and respect for the animals that gave them life. The Sapa Inca performed ceremonies to the sun god. Inti peoples like the Haida and Tlingit created one of America's most prosperous societies, based on salmon abundance and carpentry mastery. Monumental totems rose before wooden houses. Carved canoes glided across the water. The Great Spirit created all living beings as brothers. Potlatch ceremonies celebrated generosity. Chiefs distributed gifts, demonstrating prestige through giving. "My wealth grows when I give. My power lies in my generosity," Haida chiefs declared. Villages with long houses sheltered extended families. Women planted corn, beans, and squash together. The Three Sisters, in a sophisticated agricultural technique. Cities hidden by the forest flourished with complex agricultural systems. Intense trade connected distant regions, and children played in all cultures, learning their ancestors' traditions. In the longhouses, the Council of Chiefs debated peaceably. They spoke more than 1,000 languages, created empires that rivaled any world civilization, and developed knowledge in medicine, astronomy, agriculture, and engineering that still impresses today. Elder women had important voices and decisions. "Let us think 7 generations ahead. What world will we leave for our children?" They questioned in Mohawk, and created long before any European set foot on this land. Their voices echo still today, reminding us that America always was, and always will be, the land of many peoples. They did not know that 3 small caravels were crossing the ocean, bringing changes that would forever transform this new world. Their inhabitants created super fertile soils that still the world's richest today. The famous Amazonian black earth. The bison gives us meat, hide. In the Mississippi Valley was the largest city north of Mexico in 1108, connecting prosperous villages in a complex trade network that extended for thousands of kilometers. Monk's Mound, an earthen pyramid, dominated the landscape. Thousands of people lived in this complex metropolis that housed 20,000 inhabitants. Its earthen pyramids and ceremonial plazas rivaled Maya and Aztec cities. Bones. Nothing should be wasted, they taught in Lakota. "Inti, Father of us all, bless our people with your eternal light," he prayed in Quechua. The ball game was more than sport. It was sacred ritual, representing the eternal struggle between light and darkness, life and death. Merchants sold cacao, quetzal feathers, jade, obsidian, embroidered textiles, exotic flowers, fresh cacao from the hot lands, shouted one merchant. "Jade green as the heart of the forest," another responded. Hunting gave way to agriculture. Wild corn was domesticated, becoming the foundation of entire civilization's diet. This agricultural revolution allowed the birth of great societies. The city grew like a stone flower upon the waters. Without iron wheels or large draft animals, they built cities that resist earthquakes to this day. Perfectly fitted stones defied comprehension. In just by Wuxi years, became one of the world's largest cities. With 300,000 inhabitants, larger than Paris or London of the time, its markets buzzed with products from throughout the Aztec Empire. Small groups spread across the continent, developing different tools and survival techniques, adapting to diverse climates and landscapes. They left the first cave paintings. The city of the gods housed more than 200,000 inhabitants. Its monumental pyramids rivaled those of Egypt. The Pyramid of the Sun dominated the horizon. Thousands of people walked along the Avenue of the Dead. Merchants traded jade, obsidian, and colorful feathers. Tikal, with its 65-meter-tall pyramids, was the heart of a civilization that mastered mathematics, astronomy, and writing. Tikal emerged from the tropical forest like a stone colossus. Temple pyramids rose above the trees. In the Valley of Mexico, priests performed elaborate ceremonies. Colorful murals decorated the walls, depicting jaguars, feathered serpents, and rain gods. May catches our Korchu the feathered serpent, bring abundant rains to our fields. The priests prayed in a emerged as one of the world's largest metropolises in 200 AD. In the palaces in the Guatemalan jungle, the Maya built city-states that defied nature itself. In Maya observatories, astronomers observed stars through openings in ceilings. They made complex calculations on bark paper codices. Venus will return in 584 days. The Maya were the only ones to develop a complete writing system in pre-Columbian America. At the famous ball court witnessed sacred rituals. At Lake Texcoco in 1345, an eagle landed on a cactus, devouring a serpent. Chinampas were built, canals excavated, temples raised from the lake. In the Tlatelolco market, an explosion of colors, sounds, and aromas enveloped visitors. In the Andes, the Inca Empire created the largest road network in the Americas. Machu Picchu, the lost city, emerged from the morning mist. The city in the clouds demonstrated Inca mastery in engineering. In Cusco, in the Great Northern Plains, nomadic peoples followed bison migrations. Circular villages of tipis stretched across the prairie. In the main tents, Native American elders told stories around the fire. Children listened, fascinated. On the Pacific Northwest coast, in communal houses, Cahokia and temples atop the pyramids, complex religious ceremonies were performed. Priests observed astronomical alignments with scientific precision. The Amazon, far from being an empty green helve, housed sophisticated civilizations. Elaborately decorated canoes navigated the rivers. On the eastern coast of North America, the Iroquois created one of the world's oldest democracies. The Iroquois Great Law of Peace would later influence the founders of the United States. Throughout the continent, rock art flourished in the American Southwest. Astronomical observatories were built in Peru. Colorful festivals animated Mexico. Spiritual ceremonies united plains, communities. For more than 10,000 years, the Americas teemed with hundreds of different cultures. In 1491, an estimated 100 million people lived in the Americas, more than in Europe at the time. The Atlantic Ocean stretched empty to the horizon. Waves gently beat against pristine beaches, while the vastness of the American continent illuminated with the golden light of evening. This is a story we rarely tell. The story of complete civilizations, of people who loved, dreamed, built, in memory of the indigenous peoples of the Americas, past, present, and future.